Thank you. Thank you. Always up front too. All right. Thank you so much. Go ahead and have a seat. We want to jump right into this leadership panel, and I want to jump into it because I got the opportunity to talk to some of these leaders backstage, and like Eric said, each of them are top earners in their company, and this is an opportunity for each of us to see what it looks like all the way on that side. So many of them, as I've talked to them, have years and years of experience. There's some that are actually pretty new, and yet they've rose to the top. So really excited to learn from them. Before we get started, a reminder on the GPX tickets for next year. I told you that we would max capacity. And I want you to know that we still have a couple more seats. So make sure that you get them, all right? So actually, I don't know. I could be wrong, but make sure that you get that done right now. Another thing is my team tells me that after our last break, we had individuals calling in saying, I want to sign up 10 people for the Breakthrough Bootcamp. I want to put 20 team members in the Breakthrough Bootcamp. I had one that said we want to put in 38 team members into the Breakthrough Bootcamp. Now do the math. Let's just make it easier for me. 40 times 3, that's $120,000 for the Breakthrough Bootcamp. And then they said, but we want a discount. Well, didn't we do that? You guys know that when you buy one Breakthrough Bootcamp, that one other team member has an opportunity to get a breakthrough. You get that, right? I just want to make sure that's really clear, because they literally get that $120,000 worth of Breakthrough Bootcamp for half that, like $57,000 to pour into their team. What do you think the result will be of having 40 new team members go through the Breakthrough Bootcamp? Think of that. What a great opportunity. Do not be afraid to buy in bulk. Let our team know if you want to put some team members in there for either the Breakthrough Bootcamp or Beyond Leadership. Feel free to reach out to the team and let them know you want to put others into that. Now, we're going to bring up the leadership panel right now, and then after that, we're going to be close to wrapping up this event. So this is one of the final sessions, so really soak it in. These are leaders. So let's welcome these leaders to the stage with a rousing round of applause. I know so many of you are on their teams. Those of you that are at home, you're going to get to see your company leader right here up here on the stage. So let's give them a rousing round of applause individually as they come out. So let's begin with our very first leader for the panel, Mr. Anthony Napolitano. Casado. Can we strike my picture off the side, please? Thank you. Julie Stevens. Natalie Nicole Grant. Steve and Gina Merritt. Panel, Eric Worre.
Leadership. You know, those people said they got their ticket. Keep throwing in the chat if you got your ticket. That's fun. All right. Success leaves clues. You know, it's one of my favorite things to do is to study people who are doing well. Study people who built big teams, study people who built great systems, study people who have inspired people at scale. Because nobody up here is here by accident. Everybody up here, everybody's a 7-figure earner, yeah? Easily. 7-figure earner. and you've all built very, very large organizations. So why don't we just start? Anthony, why don't you introduce yourself and we'll go down the line. Everybody introduce themselves and just a quick version of your story.
How you guys doing? My name is Anthony Napolitano. I got involved in network marketing when I was 18 years old. At that time, I was a full-time college student athlete, going to school for my baseball career. That was my passion. That was my life. I didn't want to be a doctor or a lawyer. I wanted to be a professional athlete. I was going to college for that at a big university. Someone realized I had a little influence on the campus, and he recruited me. Very smart guy.
Really?
Yeah, very smart guy. Built a friendship. He didn't just lead for the kill. He built a friendship with me and eventually piqued my interest. He said, hey, I think you'd be good at what I have going on. I was like, what do you have going on? Sat down with him. He showed me the industry. Long story short, got involved that day, actually. 6 months later, I started making like a part-time income, almost a full-time income. Didn't know what was going on, though, to be honest. Didn't know anything about the industry. Went to my first big event, something like this, okay? Went to an event and I saw a lot of people walking across the stage and I was like, these people are making that type of money? These people? They can do this? I can do this, right? That's all it took for me. About 6 months from there, I was a six-figure earner, and 21, 22, I became a seven-figure earner, 28 today. I've been doing it for a decade now.
Congratulations. Sandro.
Hello, people. So my name is Sandro Cazzato. I'm 39 years old. As you might have heard, I'm a slightly overpaid perfume seller. I started in network marketing 3 years ago, exactly 3 years ago. And I come from a completely different world. I studied IT. I created an IT consulting company with 80 employees, but I was this classical unfulfilled entrepreneur. You work for money. You don't know why else you're working. You wake up in the morning and you really don't know what you need to feel better. I was asking myself, do I need 200 employees to feel better? Do I get the $10 million project from a Swiss bank to feel better? So I understood during the pandemic that I needed a change, but I had no clue what. And I always say, I didn't look for network marketing. Network marketing found me because someone wanted to sell me 2 perfumes. And she told me in the same sentence that I could sell them as well. And I was looking at her and said, Samantha, should I go now and sell perfumes? Are you serious? But without knowing, she planted a seed in my head. I'm a very analytical person. So I went and looked for the company and checked a bit. And I started to test the products in my environment. The feedback was amazing. And I said, okay, if me, the worst product seller ever, manages to do this revenue in 2 weeks, imagine how many other people could do that as well. So I was thinking about the business the first day. I never went product first. I went always business first. Within 1 month and 26 days, I became already a 6-figure earner in my company. Today, 3 years later and 690 days run later, I have 110,000 distributors in my organization, 256-figure earner, 4 7-figure earner, and last month we did 50 million in sales with our organization.
Well done. Well done. Julie.
This on? Hey. My name is Julie Stevens. I live in Breckenridge, Colorado. Oh, I hear my team. I love you guys. I started network marketing 12 years ago with my current company, 9 years. I actually went to school to be an occupational therapist, $50,000 in student debt, which was awesome. Did not use that career. The day I got introduced to it, I was a no. My upline, Ann Fisher, shout out to her. She told me I owed it to my family to take a look at this. And so I had to figure out where I was going to come up with the money. I had 2 checking accounts in the hole. I had 1 bag of ramen noodle soup in my pantry. I had a 7-year-old eating her last bag. And I decided I would not tell my husband. I got online, filled out a payday loan, got my product pack, and in the first week I made what I would have made as an occupational therapist. And so I went all in. So it's been 9 years of incredible bliss, and I get to live my life now. I feel like today I get to live the dream that I dreamed of when I was 16. And that's what I love, that I get to actually live it. So yeah, this industry has changed my life forever.
Congratulations. Well done. Natalie.
Yes. So
I started this industry 8 years ago. It was my first time in network marketing. I actually was very broke and I was bringing home $2,200 a month for a household of 5. And I said, you know, I need to do something, anything that is legal at this point, because I was riding dirty. Y'all know what riding dirty means. My tags were expired. I was going to school and everybody's like, yay, Nata's going to school to get her master's. No, I was going to get the financial aid check to pay for my bills. I applied for food stamps when I first started. I had applied for food stamps. They denied me. They said that I gross too much, and that's just not the life that I wanted, right? And so I happened to be sitting in my cubicle and I saw this gentleman and he was living his best life. And I'm like, this is like the 3rd or 4th time I've seen him. And I was like, I need to find out what exactly that he does. And so I reached out to him in his inbox. I slid in his DMs and I said, hey, I know you don't know me from a can of paint, but can you tell me what exactly it is that you do? And that's when he told me. And I was like, man, this sounds almost too good to be true. But if it's legal, I'm going to take the chance. And so he told me the price point. The price point, y'all, at the time was $99. Y'all know I was 30 and did not have $99. And how many of you know if you're over the age of 25, you can't get your hands on $200, your plan A is not working. My plan A was not working. I was too embarrassed to tell him that I didn't have the money because it looked like I had it going on Facebook. So I said, you know, I'm going to do some research. But I'm a Southern Belle, so I actually did do some research and on the company, and I was like, yeah, I definitely want to do this. And so I got started, and my first year, 100,000. My second year, $250,000. My third year, $500,000. And I wrote it on my vision board that I wanted to be a millionaire before 38. And so right before my 38th birthday, I became a millionaire. So this industry has truly changed my life.
I wish I'd done it like that. Andrew Eaton, 49, and my background is actually entrepreneurial. I've always been an entrepreneur. I had my own traditional business in South Africa from 2000 to 2008, and in 2008, things went a bit wrong, and I lost my business. And if it hadn't been for my wife, who had a job, I don't know what we would have done. But I was broke. I guess I was unmotivated, burned out. And for the next 3 years, I just went and found myself a job selling outdoor media. I don't think I did myself very proud, but that's what I did just to survive every day. And you know, they say that there's 1 or 2 times in your life when something pivotal happens, which changes your outlook on life. For us, my wife and I, that happened in 2011 when we found out that our little 2-year-old, who's now 14, we found out that she was autistic. And I actually remember the day when the news came out, and I remember sitting in the house watching this little bundle of joy running around the house, oblivious to the challenges that she was going to face in her lifetime. And it killed me that as a father, that I had no time and no money to give to her and to be able to pour into her, and that my wife also didn't because she had to have a job to support the family. Here's the problem. I knew that I had to fix it, but the problem was that I had no money and no time, and I was fresh out of ideas, by the way. When you have a broke mindset, ideas don't come flowing in. And so I dabbled in network marketing before, and I knew that with network marketing, you just needed a big why to begin with, and I thought this time I'm going to do it properly. Found a company in 2011 part-time, and long story short, didn't do it as quickly as you. But within 9 months, time it takes to give birth to a baby, I gave birth to my baby properly, and I quit my job. I was earning a full-time income, which is not much in South Africa in terms, about $2,000-3,000 will do it for you in South Africa. And I've been full-time ever since. It took me another 5 years, and this is where I can just digress quickly. Things changed for me in 2013, but I'll tell that in a moment, when I came to my first GoPro. And that was the catalyst really for me, from going from earning about $2,000-3,000 a month to going 6 figures. And 10 years later to the day, 10 years later, this is my exactly to the day. The Bally's one was in December, right, Eric? So it's literally 10 years to the day that I'm now a 7-figure income earner in the industry, in the profession. And I'm so grateful. It's showing, it's just how an average person can use this profession to change their life.
Well done, well done. Dina.
So we're Steve and Gina Merritt. This is my better half here. We're super excited to be here. Thank you. What an honor to be on this stage here. So we've been married, gosh, you have to tell how old we are? I'm 61 and a half. He's 60 and a half. But we're so excited. We've been married for 36 years. Oh wait, 37. Sorry, 37 years. We have 4 kids, 6 grandkids. This is our third time signing up in the industry. And we actually just recently signed up, you know, when you're talking earlier about the decision of when it's time to move. So we're Christians, we're believers. So the first thing we did when, you know, our gut just didn't feel right, we just started praying and just putting all the industries on a line and completely believe God led us to the right industry for him and I. We've been in for 17 months. We hit the top rank in 23 days. We made every single phone call. Our team was completely dead out of the water. I'm talking, there was, you know, you go up to do CPR, there was no pulse. So we completely just got on our phone and started making phone calls together. We didn't text, we called everyone because we really wanted people to hear the power and the energy in our voices, that we had something big. So if you're a leader, I really encourage you, don't have that fear when you're doing that, when you're making calls and you're reaching out to people. But we're just so blessed to be here. And we're so proud of each one of you. Your butts have not left the seat. That means that your opportunity to be on this stage is very close. You just have to keep pushing and pursuing. But we're blessed to be here. Thanks.
And Steve.
Okay, like Gina said, we've been in the industry for 36 years, so we got some background. We actually have a passion for building leaders, so I'm glad that Eric asked us to be on this leadership talk, because over the years, we've helped 176 of our friends make $1 million or more. In this new company, in 17 months, 3 of them. And, you know, we implemented Eric's skills. All the skill sets were on the mastermind team. That was checking the boxes he was talking about, the system strategies. So you follow exactly what Eric's teaching you, and you're going to see what is happening. I mean, we implemented those same skills in the last 17 months, and the company just awarded us. It's a 19-year-old company, so it wasn't like it wasn't like some startup. We had to get in, roll up our shirt sleeves, and using those skills, passed everybody up. In 19 years, we were just awarded the #1 couple for helping the most people hit the highest ranks personally, which means helping the most people make the most money. And that's what you really want to be looking for, because you really want to have your team understanding the power of, understanding being a leader, and that's the key. So I encourage you, breaking out of here, like Eric has been teaching all weekend. It's our responsibility to implement what we've been taught and step it up.
Yeah, and he's also well done. Sorry to rob your applause, but he's also like was a professional water skier and barefoot.
I skied on the U.S. Barefoot ski team for 10 years, world champion. But I actually use that same mindset, that competitive mindset. So anybody that's in sports or you've won at anything, I just use that competitiveness when you can't really go on that peak performance of what you used to do. You use it here, and if you use them setting the goals and committing to what Eric's been teaching all weekend, every one of you can be the leader that we're striving to be, and bring on a bunch of other leaders. That's the goal.
I love it. So let's come back to Anthony. What I'd like to talk about now, and I think it's good for everybody to hear the stories, right? Because it's different stories from different backgrounds. There's one common theme through all of this stuff. There was a point when they hit a moment of dissatisfaction, or a season of dissatisfaction, that was enough for them to be open to change, be open to something different. That moment of disgust that says, you know what, I'm not living like this anymore, I'm going to go. And sometimes it happens, you're in your company and you've just been wandering around. You say, enough. I'm tired of meeting these people that are having the success that I could be having, and I've been playing small, and I've been letting these obstacles get in the way. I'm letting my limiting beliefs control me. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to take charge of my life now. I'm going to do the thing that scares me until it doesn't scare me anymore. That's what happened with all of these people. And the rest of, how many other 7-figure earners in the room, you had a similar moment? Raise your hands. Take a look around. A similar moment. It's just like, you know what? Enough. Done. How many six-figure earners in the room have had a similar moment? Yeah, that's what it takes. I just got to tell you, as we're kind of putting a bow on this 3-day experience, which I hope is only a beginning of what's going to be a spectacular 12 months for all of you. I want you to think of one word, and that word is decision. You need to make a decision. Not a hope, not a wish, but a decision, a total commitment that you're going to go capture what you're capable of capturing. And if these people can do it, so can you. Once you really make a decision, then you can't be stopped. If you make a decision and you don't quit and you get a little bit better every day, you can't be stopped. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can say, nope, not you. I don't like you. Nobody can stop you. You can go all the way to the top. I'm proof of it. All these people are proof of it. And I will tell you, there's people in this room, people on this stage that are way better at building teams than I'll ever be. Amazing talent. So I'm humbled to be in this place coming from myself. 18 jobs by the time I'm 23 years old and behind on life and scared to death that I was going to let everybody that I cared about down for the rest of my life. And I finally found my thing. I found my purpose. I found the thing that would be patient with me. You know what I'm so grateful about with network marketing? Is it was patient with me. So I'm a slow learner. Really and truly. It takes me a while to get my head around things. It takes me a while to figure out my path. It takes me a while. Once I figure it out, I got it. But if it wasn't so patient, it would have fired me. It would have kicked me out. It would have said you're not qualified. It would have said we passed on you. We'll take somebody else. But it was patient. It not only waited for me to become what I needed to become, but it helped me become what I needed to become. You know? So I wish that for all of you that are underperforming to what you feel like you're actually worth. If you make a decision, you stay in the game, you stay close to the fire, and you get a little bit better every day, everything's going to change. All right, so Anthony, I want to ask you this. I want to ask all of you. In building big teams, what is your superpower? What did you do that helped you build such large teams so fast? How'd you do it?
Yeah, so I could take you all the way back to when I was 18. So when I was 18, I knew no one outside of Florida. So put this in perspective for you guys. I did a lot of home meetings, okay? A lot of events. Actually, when I got involved in network marketing, we were just on the cusp of like the internet. So about a decade ago, right? The internet was just starting to become a thing, but most companies were actually afraid of you posting on the internet. So we were told you can't use social media. That was actually like a thing at the time because companies were getting in trouble with the government. So I did everything offline the first year. But that was so powerful for me because I developed a skill set. See, a lot of people are posting on their social media, they're posting all this content, but they have no idea how to close deals. They have no skills, the fundamentals in network marketing. So that first year I developed all these skills. I wasn't making crazy money, got up to about a 6-figure income in 12 months, but nothing insane. But I developed this skill set. Year 2, I started showing what we were doing offline, online. And guess what? It started attracting people in Germany, France, Belgium, Italy, all these different people around the world started seeing what I was doing and wanted to be a part of it. So I can tell you guys, a lot of you guys, you're one-dimensional. You're just on the internet or you're just offline. Understand that they actually play a role with each other. They balance each other. Your offline actually helps your online. Your online helps your offline. What do I mean by that? Let's say I go to a meeting today. You guys meet me for the first time. Now you go check out my social media. That's credibility. Okay? So all these different things, it actually all plays a role, and I think you need a balance to what you're doing. But from doing that, I started in Florida. Today, my business is in 128 countries. So people all over the world, many different languages. And I can tell you the number one skill that I had was my consistency. I realized I'll beat everyone in this profession. Why do I say that? Because they will not stay consistent with their work ethic. I've seen like 25 companies with people in my age since I started have completely disappeared. There were so many people when I got involved in this industry 10 years ago, going to my early GoPro events, seeing these people on stage, so much skill, great speakers, great dressers. Like you're like, these people are good. They literally didn't stay consistent. They fell off and they're back to doing what they were doing. So I can just tell you, if you're consistent, you'll always win. And understand, like, you might have to talk to more people, but if you're talking to people, people are going to be joining. So that's the business.
Awesome. Thank you.
So as I said, I'm definitely not the best one in selling a product, but I can sell you a vision. Okay, I can sell you a vision, a project. This is what I did right from the beginning. I come from IT, so you need to imagine I was in this call with my upline, and he told me that he has 4,800 people in his team. And I said, what? 4,800? I immediately thought, okay, if I have the half of these people that do 1/3 of what I've done the last months, we're gonna make 1 million in sales in 4 months. This was my idea. So I took an Excel spreadsheet. I made a business plan with this Excel spreadsheet, and I called it the master plan. And I was literally going for coffee with people, sharing with them this master plan and my vision. And I was telling them, listen, if you stay right behind me, you're gonna reach your goals right after me, right after me. And this is what's happening, because it didn't just stay a vision, but we created such a big movement who is starting to sell network marketing for what it is. It's a proper profession, guys. It's an opportunity to step out and tell the world, we are not different than you. So we can teach you how to become a network marketing professional. I'm going to tell you about my vision later when I have the 2 minutes in the end, but it's for everyone important. You need to be brave, open your mouth, and talk to your people what you see in 1 year, in 2 years. Where are you taking them? Imagine a car pulls over, the window goes down, and the guy or the girl says, jump in. What is the first question? Who are you? Second question, where are you taking me? Where are you taking me? Where are we taking our people? They want to know, to feel safe and secure. I asked my top people, tell me the quality about me that you love the most. When I'm with you, I feel safe and secure. Why? Because I constantly share with them where we are going. I never lose the opportunity to share with them that I'm taking them to the moon with me. So that's the thing. I think if we all become like a little more courageous and we say things that maybe we think, but we cannot formulate, we cannot just bring over our lips, I can guarantee you this can move mountains.
Amazing. Thank you. Julie,
This is a tough question.
is it?
I don't consider myself having superpowers, so that's hard.
Maybe that's your superpower.
I think so, maybe.
How did you attract a team, and how did you attract a team that would actually duplicate? How many people are in your organization today currently, approximately?
Oh gosh, Josh knows this better than me. I think he checked it the other day. It was over 150,000.
150,000. How many lines of significance do you have?
I have 7, almost 9 millionaire legs, millions.
9 different lines of 1 million or more?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So
Who've made a million or more.
obviously, something worked.
I think it's just being vulnerable, and if you're in action, current action, I think that's anybody's superpower. It's
What does current action mean?
doing the do, don't
What's
tell,
what's
show.
doing the do? Like what? Like
Okay,
how did you do it?
I would recruit you right now if you'd let me, but
Without company names or products, how would you do it?
it is connections. I'm very, very proud of what I do. My entire network on social media knows it. I love to give business to other people. That's a superpower. I have money. I can spend money with you. Cool, let's connect. So that's a good superpower. Everything that I do, though, I think that this is probably my favorite quality about myself. Not my favorite, but anytime I do something, the first thing I think of is like, how do I teach this? How do I show my girls? Like, I'm always thinking about my people, like, and not to like say I'm awesome. I want my people to win all, but I really do. Like, my love is my superpower. when I fall in love with a new market partner, like my best friend just signed up with me a couple days ago, my love drives my passion to help her. You know, she needs the income. So I think me getting into action, like I've been doing, you just turn around, share your mistakes. I am not afraid to fall on my face. I've already done that in front of people. So every time you make a mistake, it just builds up a little bit more courage. I do things scared. You guys can probably tell I get nervous. Like we all do. I didn't know these guys were nervous. That kind of surprised me, but I share that with my crowd. I share that with my social media, and everywhere I go, I network on purpose, like that's the big thing. Not to recruit, but to network. They're going to find me on social media later and already see that I'm very proud of where I am, what I'm doing. But if you have a service to other people, like, oh, you got a sticky situation, what I'm good at is helping people get out of financial sticky situations. I don't know if I can help you or not, but I really do think it's just doing the do and turning around and showing how to do that, like showing your team how to do that. But it's one-on-one. It is literally like one-on-one coaching, saying, here, try this worked for me, and then watching them do it, adjusting, measuring how far it got, getting them down the straight line to the yes. So it's not just with prospects, it's with your current market partners too. So when I get into action, I feel like my team gets into action. When I get into action, I feel like my followers are like, she knows where she's going, I want to go too. And so being bold and very, very proud of what I do is, I think, maybe my superpower.
Somebody just said you sound like network marketing Taylor Swift.
I cannot sing.
Natalie.
I love your DJ. So my superpower would be definitely leading with love. People don't care what you know until they know that you care. And I don't want anybody coming into my organization feeling like a number. I want people to genuinely feel like family. So I spend a lot of time with my team. When I say I think my team sees me more than my children, my team sees me more than my children, because I don't want to be just some fictitious character on social media. I want to be able to be in front of them. I want that intimacy. I want them to be able to laugh with me. I want to break bread with them. I want to learn the color of their carpets. I want to know their children's names. I feel like it's very important to build relationships, because my attrition rate is not high because of me building relationships. My customer to business partner ratio is 97%, because my people don't leave because they feel loved. And when people become a part of an environment to where they truly feel loved, they may have not gotten that when they were growing up. And so they're coming into a culture where even if they wanted to quit, they don't want to leave the culture. And so that would be my superpower, is leading with love.
Love it. Andrew.
So I actually think my superpowers have changed over time. I think right in the beginning, it was being unstoppable. And funny enough, when you're unstoppable, people notice it and they want to be with you. So I had no skills in the beginning. I just had a big why and I was unstoppable. People laugh at me. I wear this plastic bracelet, which I got at GoPro in 2016. I haven't taken it off. It says I'm unstoppable. I wake up every morning and I read it. My wife says she's going to get me a nicer one that says it. But so in the beginning, I'd say I was unstoppable, which obviously attracted other people. But within being unstoppable, what you learn, what I learned anyway, is that anyone can look good when times are good, right? Real leadership shows up in times where you need to lead through the rough waters. And when you're unstoppable, you can lead people through the rough waters. And over the last 10 years, I think we'd all agree. I mean, however long you guys have been along a lot longer than us in network marketing, but all of us have been here for a certain amount of time, and probably you've had to lead your teams through some pretty much tough times. And that's been a really strong point for me. And you do that by being authentic. So I would say probably my superpower now is I'm still unstoppable. Nothing's going to stop me. But my superpower right now in terms of building a big team is that I'd like to think that I'm authentic. I don't need to try and be someone that I'm not. So my biggest word of advice I think I could give to everyone here is be authentic. Lead with authenticity, because that's what people buy into. And you don't have to be someone that you're not. You can become a better version of yourself. And, 10 years ago, before I got into network marketing, you would not have wanted to be in business with me. As I said, broke, unmotivated, burnt out. I had to really work hard at becoming a better version of myself, but always with authenticity.
Love it. Gina,
So I got a lot of superpowers. I got energy, excitement, the words of encouragement. Literally, as a leader, you just never stop growing and you never arrive. Like, we are constantly learning from our team. We were really good at identifying leaders and then building them up. We work great together as a team. And ladies, let me tell you, there's ways you can work it. So as I'm a flight attendant for 25 years, I'm good with people. I like to talk. I like to meet people. But there's words you can encourage him. There's ways to get him, if he's not like on the same page as you, on the same rocket ship as you, there's ways you can persuade him. So think outside the box. But just have fun with what you're doing. Be yourself. Be yourself. I'm not anything different. Everyone knows me. I'm like the most transparent person in the world. And you have what it takes to get to the finish line. But you have to put action to it. And you've got, you have a bad day. You got to just shake it off and wake up. And tomorrow is a new day. And we've had many, we were talking to Eric the other day, and we're like, oh yeah, we've been sued by some big companies, but no one knew it on our face. We've been broken, disgusted, but no one knew it on our face. So it takes a little bit of practice to do that stuff, because sometimes you want to tell the world what you're feeling and what you're going through, but it doesn't really matter. They don't care. They're going through either the same thing or worse things. So, but just be yourself, have fun with what you got. Listen, there is nothing out there. As being a flight attendant for 25 years, I busted my rear end. I would go around and create ideas for people. And I would say, come on, flight attendants, let's do a thing. We have a contest today. Who can get the most letters? Man, I scored. I would have a stack of them. What did they do for you? Really nothing. I mean, I didn't get to have the CEO's office or anything. I was a flight attendant. But you have to be like, enjoy what you're doing. And if you're not enjoying it, you got to stop and figure out, why are you not enjoying it? Have you taken the fun out of it? I'm sorry, I'm spitting. Sometimes I spit when I talk, but you guys are far enough back. But we're so proud of each one of you. I'm telling you, it's just the beginning, because this industry now is the time to literally step it up. Stop whining, put everything you got, all that garbage under the chair when you leave here, and Eric will throw it away. And when you leave here, you've got everything you need to know to build this business. And then now you just got to go and put it into work, put it into action. And you don't, even if you're a leader, someone asks you a question, be okay to say, you know what, that's a really good question. Let me get you the right answer. You just have to be humble, not full of yourselves, always growing, always learning. And I'm telling you, you're going to be blown away at the business that you're going to have once you kind of take your eyes off yourself and you put them on others.
love it. Steve,
I guess the first thing is, don't forget where you came from. But as you're talking to people, you got to have that vision. You got to be taking this event that you're at this weekend and letting people see the big picture. I mean, you're not going to create millionaires if you're not thinking about making millions and looking for people that want to have big success. If you're talking about some small mom and pop type home meeting, little get together, you're not going to have big people sitting up to the edge of their seat. And I don't care what they have done, or if they're in the industry or not, because 84 or 5% of all the folks that we've already helped make millions never were in the industry. In fact, they hated it. So I actually love it when you don't want to do it. You can't stand the industry. You just don't understand it. You just got to walk them through and let them know what it's all about. But if you're talking to them small, you'll never attract somebody that's big right now looking in real estate, or a mortgage broker, or somebody that's successful in business. So if you're going to win big, you got to start thinking big yourself and making sure you're coming to the table when you're calling them, talking to them in person, that you got something big on your hands. Are you open to something big? And that way they can really make their own decision. If it scares them, they weren't the one you needed to be working with. Okay. I don't mind if somebody is down on their luck, because we've been down on our luck. They just believe that they could win if they had the right vehicle. So you're not scaring those people, but you got to have, I believe one of my successes is that they see it in my eyes that we're onto something big. You're either coming with us, whether you do it or not, we're doing it. And you're going to be left out of something big if you don't come along with us. So that's what you should be taking out of this weekend about. Look at all these people here, everybody online, everything Eric is saying, the people that are coming in, speaking with us. That should take this to a whole nother level of belief that you're having in your eyes when you're talking to somebody.
Now again, applause. I almost did it again. Are you picking up a theme? Kind of a thread through all of this? Big thinking, caring about people, vision. How important was vision in everybody's conversation? Vision was big, and a game plan. Here's our strategy, resourcefulness, resilience, being able to pick yourself up, being able to reinvent yourself from time to time. A couple of you gone through some big struggles to get where you are. Wasn't a straight path. So we could go all day. I mean, and I will tell you, if you haven't checked out the Excellence Project, it's a podcast that I do free, and I interview people like this. So I just interviewed Steve and Gina. Sandro's is up there already. I'll interview the rest, and you'll have them up there. But every week, every Monday, there's a new episode up. So check that out. And if you'd be so kind as to give it a review, it'd be great. Help me spread the word, get that out there. It's in the top 20 in business podcasts in the world. So not bad on Spotify for something we just started. You just look up my name or the Excellence Project, either one. I go a non-network marketer, network marketer, non-network marketer, network marketer, back and forth, looking for excellence around the world. It's a lot of fun. We could talk all day. I wish we could. I wish we had time. But here's what I want each of you to do. Take the stage, take a moment, share with this group what you feel like they need to hear to go out and make 2024 the best year of their lives.
Awesome. So I would tell you guys, real leadership is giving all the credit and taking all the blame. So listen to what I just said. I have tried to be purposely quiet the last 4 years. You guys heard what I just said? Purposely quiet. And you're like, why would someone want to be purposely quiet? Because my goal was to develop people that were their own superstars. So the business wasn't relying on me. Does that make sense? Meaning I've been in the trenches every day. They know I travel the world full time every day. They see that, but I want them to have the shine. I want them to be the superheroes, because the whole business model is creating residual income. See, some of you guys want to be like this superstar where if you disappeared, your business disappears. The whole model is to create something, work it 5, 10, 15 years and have it pay you long into the future. If that's not the goal, this isn't the industry. I'm just being straight up with you guys. Go, if you want to be a salesperson, go sell some high ticket items, get into real estate, get into something else to make one-time commissions. This business is all about developing people. So I got to develop people that are going to be great at this profession, that aren't relying on me, that could go do everything that I can do. And I love what Eric was talking about yesterday. He was reiterating this. I don't care what your volume is. I don't care how much a month you make right now. Close your eyes, think about your business. How many people are like you? And if there's only a couple, you really don't have a business. You got a one-man army, which a lot of you can make a lot of money being a one-man army. There's a lot of people in this industry that do it. But guess what? There's no retirement in a one-man army. So me personally, what I've been trying to do and what I've been developing, today we have over 270 six-figure earners in the organization. Actively, we have 11 seven-figure earners. Okay? The goal is to develop people, make them great. And if you do that, guys, you'll have income for life. That's what we're doing here.
Well done, well done. Sandro.
All right. So why are you here? Why are you here? I've been listening to Eric for the last 3 years. The content didn't change. And I hope it will never change, because it's good enough. leadership is played on a different level, guys. Leadership is played within us, in you. I heard people talking about pain. What is your pain point that pushed you to take network marketing into consideration? What is it? My pain point was so big that I wanted to go out of such a comfortable situation, and I will never go back there. I came here last year all alone, $1 Million Hall of Fame. I felt like shh, because I was alone. This year I came with 22 people from Europe. Why did I do that? Sense of responsibility. You need to take action. You need to be responsible for everything. You know the root of the word responsibility? Be able to give responses. We are here. We are listening to everything, so we can go back and give responses to our team. Next year, our team comes with us, and they will be able to give responses to their team. This is how it goes. Now I want to share with you my vision. And I really appreciate that Jeff said what he said today, because he said we need to go out and play in their world. Why we act like network marketing is different. Once you understand that network marketing is comparable to any other business out there, you will change the game. Who's the best soccer player in the world? Cristiano Ronaldo, says this Portuguese lady, of course. Someone can say Lionel Messi. Who's the best basketball player in the world? LeBron James, of course. Now comes the question. Who's the best network marketer in the world? Why we don't know who's the best network marketer in the world? Because we still think that network marketing is something on the side. Guys, we need to be right in the middle. I see how people in school think, one day I want to be like Rakan. One day I want to be like Giordano. I want to be like Mariana. I want to be like Manuela. I want to be like Neuza, like Alessandro, like Edita. I don't care. But this is where we need to take this industry. And we need to do all together. We need to collaborate in this. We need to come back here every year where the fire is, so that we understand and we bring back the fire to our teams to become ourselves a fire for our teams. That's it. So I'm trying to recruit you for that. Are you in?
Well done, well done. Julie.
Well, just like he said, why are you here? No joke. It's a part of an operation that I do daily. Why do I do it? How much time am I willing to give up? And my other hobbies, fun time, downtime, relax time, sleep. How much time am I willing to give up for my dreams? How much money am I shooting for? This is how I onboard myself every month, my market partners, my stuck market partners, and I learned it from him. Why? How much time? How much money? Who can you serve? How are you going to do it? And if you can't serve people, you can learn. So everyone on the screen, you guys might look at some of these people here and think like, that's not me, that will never be me. You're going to have to get that thought out of your head. You're going to have to drop it. God's blessed you. He put you here for a reason, and he'll put people in front of you for a reason. All you have to do is say, God, give me the words to speak, and I'll be brave enough to speak it. You guys, that's how I got here, and it's serving people. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every time you learn mistakes, you get to put that in your belt buckle. You get to take it with you. You get to teach other people. Every time I made a mistake, I grew more than I did when I did it right. And you guys, the wheel is there. Sometimes we'll see ourselves. I do this too. Building a wheel instead of using a wheel. The wheel's already there. It works. Look at what the successful people in your company are doing. How are they doing it? Stalk them. See what they're posting. See what they're talking about. Are they talking about the business or are they talking about the products? If you need more business partners, talk more about the business. If you need more product customers, talk about the product. Whatever you put out there, you're going to get back. Go check your social media. How many of you guys do that on a daily to see how much you've actually posted? Some of us feel like we've been working all month and we go to check ourselves and we're like, holy smokes, I posted 3 times. That's sad. Don't be afraid to post what you do. A realtor is not ashamed to say that she's a realtor. Why are some of us ashamed to say what we do as a profession? And it's a lot of the times because we see people unprofessional. We are the change. We are the people who get to step it up. Every single average Joe comes into this on a level playing field. I've got girls with 5 million followers, and I got girls with 2,000 followers doing better than the 5 million followers. And I have to ask myself, why? And it's because the one with 2,000 is more willing to serve, maybe at that time. So if you are willing to serve the many, if you're willing to serve people by helping them get a better skill, helping them overcome a belief, helping them leave the baggage behind and looking at the future instead of what's in the past, if you can help people overcome, you can find some serious success. And if you've had a bad past in network marketing, day one is today. And then again, tomorrow is my another day one. I can track and measure these things if I keep track of it, right? And then we can adjust, but every single day matters. I don't have 3 days a week I work. I don't have 5 days a week I work. This is every day for me. This is my purpose. This is my calling. I truly believe that God has blessed me. And why would I not share that with someone? Why would I not share that with somebody who, I don't know what they're going through? You guys, Ann Fisher thought I was very well off because of what I was projecting on social media, just like you, Nat. She had no idea that I was struggling. So number one, everyone goes on the list. Everyone. It's not up to you to determine if it's for them or not. You just have to do the work. Take the step. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Be yourself, be honest, and be genuine. Look people straight in the eye, just like you heard. And just like what we all heard today, you guys, this has been going on for years and years. Day one at this event was so refreshing for me because we come in, we learn, and then we get pretty good. But we forget that the new person we recruited have not heard any of this stuff. Humble yourself down to day one. What would you do with a new person on day one? Keep yourself in the trenches. That's how you motivate people. That's how you inspire people. It is not sitting on the high horse. You get the shovel out, you dig the trench for your team. You get it out and you start digging for the people who might be coming. And do it openly. Do it with purpose. Be proud of who you are. Stand up in front of a crowd. If every opportunity you get a chance to, and right now social media is your platform. You never know who's going to come across your face one day and say, I was praying for you. I was praying for you. And I was praying for this, you guys, when Ann Fisher messaged me. So I am extremely honored that we have this industry that allows someone like me who had dyslexia growing up, ADD. I was a 6th grade dropout. 6th grade. Went back and got my GED, and then I became a college dropout. My husband worked hard, but apparently I spent too much on college. But I definitely paid him back. So if I can do this, my story is, if I can do this, you can do this. Anybody can truly do this. Ask God for help, take the first step, and I promise He will deliver you.
Well done. Well done. Natalie.
Don't allow the process to punk you out of the promise. How many of you know that the man at the top of the mountain did not fall there? You better believe that he had a lot of scrapes and bruises. He ran out of breath. He wanted to turn around, but he kept going because he knew that the view at the top was going to be so amazing. As network marketers, when you get tired, do not quit, learn to rest. Second thing, learn to speak life. You frame your world with your words. You ever run into somebody and you ask them how they're doing and they say, oh, I'm just making it. And you look at their life and it reflects that. They're always just making it. Stop saying my little team. No, my big team. You can have 2 people in your organization say my big team and I. Speak life. The third thing I would say is study the goats of the industry. When I first started out, I had no idea about network marketing. So I started watching and mimicking some of the goats of the industry. Now, where I am today, I still study the goats of all industries. I see what it is that I went to a Mick Jagger concert and I was like, how old is this guy hopping around like this? And my behind was complaining about getting out of bed and my knees was hurting. I couldn't even say that anymore after seeing the concert. So I like to sit front row, Beyonce, watching what is it? What is it that all of these people have in common? And I realized that it's consistency. They're driven, they're hard worker, they're just triple threats. They don't give up. And the last thing that I would say is to stay close to the fire. You don't have to know everything. That's what the leaders are for. You plug into us. A lot of people say, I don't know what to do. What should I do? You don't have to know everything at first. I didn't know anything at first, but I plugged into my leaders. They were my mouthpiece until I got to where I was, right? So learn to leverage the time and the talent of your leadership and go out and remember why you started network marketing in the first place. Your why is going to change. My why at the beginning was to break the generational curse of poverty within my family and to bring myself home with my kids. That is no longer my why because I checked those boxes. My why now is the 22,000 people that are attached to my leadership. It makes me so happy and proud when I see that because of a decision that I made as an introvert, like I said, I put feet to my faith and stepped out. Because of my decision, there's a lot of people who were able to leave abusive relationships. They didn't have to stay because they didn't have the finances. For me to see things like this makes it all worth it. Get out of your own way. It's not about you. It's bigger than you. You're going to go through some things, but the people that are in the front of the room, we went through the most things. The only thing that is different than us and you guys is that we decided to not stop. So y'all go out and win for your families.
Well done, well done. Andrew.
Yeah, so I think I'd really just like to talk about 2 things. And I think it's once again a common thing that they've all spoken about as well. And I'm really aware that I'm talking to people at different levels here. So I think who I really want to talk to now are, and because it's a leadership panel, the people who want to become leaders. And in the beginning, it really is about finding your why. It really is. You've heard a couple of them say that it's a why that drove them. For me in the beginning, my why was to make sure that my little autistic daughter had a full-time mom and dad. We only found out a couple of years later that my son's also autistic. And so in the beginning, my why, and you have to find that thing that drives you. What's that thing that when you wake up in the morning, you don't feel like doing anything. Then when you wake up, you know that this is why you're going to do the hard yards that day. For me, in the beginning, it was my 2 children. That was it. For me, every time I felt like not doing something, I remembered I've got 2 children. They're going to need lots and lots of therapy. It's going to cost us so much money. How are you going to do it? And that would make me go out from 7 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, doing the same thing over and over. If I had not found my why, here's the important thing. If I had not clearly identified my why early on, I wouldn't have been able to do the second thing. By the way, my why's also changed. My kids have got a full-time mom. They've got all the therapy they need in the world. My wife was able to quit her full-time job in 2016. She is their hero. I'm so blessed, and they are so blessed to have a mother that pours into them. I recorded the health section earlier for my wife, so I'm not supposed to, but it was going straight to court. Okay.
No problem.
And so we've achieved that. My why now is to make sure that other children have full-time parents. Because don't they deserve that? Isn't that what's wrong with our world right now? The parents are married to their jobs and children are growing up in parentless homes. And what a responsibility it is for this profession. Do you see the bigger picture? It's not about you. It's not about you. I know that my children have a fighting chance with their challenges in life because they're full-time parents. More more children deserve full-time parents, and that's our responsibility. So I have a why that drives me every single day. But here's the thing, if I hadn't had that why to start with, I would never have been able to develop myself as a leader. And here's the crux. In the beginning, you need to learn to lead yourself first. That's where leadership starts. The first person that you need to lead is yourself. And that only comes from being in the same room with people that are better than you are. Personal development. Who are you listening to? What are you listening to? What is your focus on? If you cannot learn to lead yourself first, how on earth are you going to learn lead big teams? How are you going to do that? And so that's why I'm so grateful for what you put out here, Eric and Marina. In 2013, I arrived at GoPro. My first GoPro broke, $2,000-$3,000 a month. Stayed in a room with 6 people. Same room. So for those of you who think that these guys are all born with the silver spoon in their mouth, most of us started in this profession out of desperation. We were broke. We had no other choice. And 10 years later, because of a big why, learning to lead myself first, I was able to lead others. And that's really what I want to leave you with. Have a big why. Learn to lead yourself first. Thank you.
Well done. Gina.
So, are you guys ready? The event this weekend is called Wake Up Call. Are you awake? No, you have to be awake. I don't think that's a very good yes. Are you awake? The wake up call. Yeah. So that means that each one of you are going to go home and implement what you've learned this weekend. You're going to go income activities when you get home. You're going to keep going. When something comes down, you're not going to stop. If you have one doubt, any of you in here, you have to be honest with yourself. If you have one doubt that you can't move forward and move on, you have to invest in yourself and sign up for the February. The events are in February, and they're both in February.
One starts in January.
January and February. I saw the February 6th, 7th just a second ago. You have to enroll in those events because you still have something that, even if it's a half of a question in your heart, in your mind, you are going to struggle to move on. So you have to invest in yourself one more time. Guys, there's nothing out there like this industry that gives you the financial freedom. You could do when you want, with who you want, where you want. I mean, I flew for the airlines for 25 years. I had free passes, but did I ever go on a free trip? No. Steve's a pro water skier. It looks like, oh my gosh, he's like amazing. It is not amazing. You know how hard those falls are? He used to put me in his videos and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. This is it. I'm done. So I encourage you, whatever you got going on in your life, you're here for a reason. Those of you online, if you have not enrolled in the next events, you must enroll because you have got to get it done in 2024. It's your time. It's called the Wake Up Call. He did it for a reason because 2024 is going to be huge. And the momentum is now in every single company, every organization. People are crushing it, and there's no reason why you can't. God bless you guys. I look forward to hearing you up here.
All right. And Steve.
What a blessing, everybody sharing up here this afternoon. I will say this much, like Gina's saying, it's time to wake up. The world is just starving for leaders. And if we're going to take and change the perception of what people see our industry, it's about all of us stepping up and being the kind of leaders that you need to be. It might be that you got to first, because every good leader is first a follower. What I see a lot of times is somebody that might even be successful in another industry. They come in here, they want to win. I haven't shown anyone in my whole lifetime, 36 years, this industry that didn't want the end result. But a lot of times they have their own ideas, their own strategies, their own things, and they mess themselves up. What did we talk about yesterday? Duplication. If you are not able to be a follower of the leaders that are winning already, you're not going to be able to be duplicatable because you're the only black sheep that's doing something different than everybody else. even though you got to look at what people are winning at, the people that are succeeding. I mean, our system checks off all the boxes that Eric was talking about. Your leadership has the exact same thing. So be a good follower. Start implementing exactly what they're doing. Maybe there's something that you think could be better, but if it's already winning, why change it? Step up, follow into that, and stay duplicatable, because the duplication of your team, the duplication of the entire organization is what's going to drive the momentum. If everyone's trying to do something different, how can you bring another leader and build them up? And you identified, and now you're going to have him speak, have him, you're really cheering him on. But if he's saying something different than what you're saying, they got to push you aside. So you're going to have to really realize this, and realize that there's going to be duplication. You as a leader got to, I'm not saying that you have to step in line, but you got to do what's working right now. I mean, the exact same principle that Eric's teaching is what anyone that's winning in this industry is following. So if they're winning, it's guaranteed happening the way he laid it out this weekend. So encourage you not to try to be the person, I'm going to implement all these ideas. I mean, that's what you see a lot of times as a leader. Somebody comes in, they want to try all these different things. I'm always like, say, okay, you go do that. When you win, tell me, and then we might be able to implement. But I don't implement on theory. I implement on the people that are winning and succeeding. So I encourage you to follow whatever your team is doing. Like Eric has been saying, whatever is working, that's what you want to implement, okay? Don't try to start coming up with new things, because I will say, Eric's been saying it all weekend long, that now is the time. 2024 is going to be an explosion. People, since the pandemic, I'm not saying in the network industry, but since the pandemic, have had to put their dreams underneath the rug. Why? Because their boss is not giving them the kind of money increase in pay that a cost of a truck 3 times, 4 times more, the truck that they'd always wanted is costing them, because their boss isn't giving it to them. But you have the vehicle that can allow them to do that. That's why you have to step up to be a leader right now, and make sure you follow the principles like Eric's been teaching this weekend. But you cannot get left in the dust of what's about to happen in the next 36 months. So just start doing what he started with on day one. Starting conversations. You don't have to be perfect. Be ignorance on fire. Don't try to think you're going to do everything exactly the way he said. Your eyes of what you experienced this weekend, whether you're online or in person, will tell everything. You just start opening your mouth, and you cannot say the wrong thing to the right person. You could totally mess it up. You can bring one of us to a person that is not looking, and no matter what we say, they won't be interested. But you give me somebody that is hungry and looking, like we've been talking all weekend, you can completely mess it up. As long as you opened up your mouth, they will figure it out, and they'll make it happen. So I encourage you to break out of here like you never did before. Make this your year, 2024. Start doing what we've been teaching you, what's been taught this weekend, going into 2024. You still got 5 weeks left over this year to go into 2024 with the momentum. And I will say that they always say these slow times, fast times. We don't have a slow time. I haven't had, since we started in 17 months, I haven't seen a slow time. I don't think networking has any more slow time. So it's up to you, though, to decide that for your team. If you're going to decide, I mean, I believe that the holiday time is when more people are open to listening, and they're more jolly. They are maybe smile at you, okay? Don't try to think that, oh, no, I'm going to wait till after. That's too late. You need to go into 2024 with momentum, implementing the skills that are happening right here. Go make it happen. You guys got 2024, and you're going to crush it. I can see it in your eyes right now that you got what it takes. So appreciate you, Eric. Put us up here.
All right, everybody, give them all a big round of applause. Let's get a quick picture. All right, let's bring Robbie back, guys. I'll be back in just a minute.
All right, well, let's wrap up. We have one more session, and then we are going to be done. I know it's bittersweet. I feel like I heard a few of you literally just go, oh, yeah, like one more session. Let's all do it. One more session. Oh, just that's it? Well, That is the case. We are coming to the close of GoPro 2023, and it is bittersweet because there's so much value that we've received. Am I right? Yeah. I mean, this is, and I've told you before that I've done a lot of events. This has been by far the most powerful event that I've ever been a part of. So I want to first say thank you to every one of you who are here live that gave your energy, your value, and all of those things. Let's give you, those of you that are in this room, a round of applause, please. There's a lot of you that are also listening in online and at home. So many of you are just sitting in your home right now, maybe not feeling this energy, but feeling inside the own energy that you've felt. You've got your list of things that you want to do. You've got all of this excitement going forward. I'm going to give you one last bit of advice. Focus your why. All of those things will work when you are focused on your why. I loved what these leaders had to say. I had one leader once tell me, so I think it's from Tennessee, says, if the why don't make you cry, give it another try. Our why is so important. Now, my why for being here was to help you believe more in yourself and the opportunity that you have. So I want to find out how I did. How many of you, by raising a hand, have a much stronger belief that you personally can get this done? Raise your hands high. Keep them up. Look around. We all know we can do this. Those of you that are home, you know you can do this. You just learned from Eric Worre. You learned from Patrick Bet-David. You learned from Jeff Bolson. You learned from all of these panelists. So much value for this weekend was received by all of us. Focus your why, put it into practice, and work works. Put it into work. Now, this event is not possible without so many people. And it's so important that we recognize those that make an event like this happen. So if we could, I'm going to list a few of the individuals and the teams that have made this possible. And as we do that, let's not be seated. Please. After everything, this is the best production team I've ever had an opportunity to work with. And that is not an exaggeration. We've got someone working the boom. I'm sorry, I wish I would have remembered your name. Working this boom camera this whole time. We've got video editors and audio teams in the back. We've got a full support team with Network Marketing Pro that has tried to make every single moment that you have had here mean something to you. We have Danny. Danny was out in the lobby, and it's constant. I'm going to slay her last name, Esposito, I want to say. But Danny, Marina's daughter, all she wants is to provide value for you. It's like this family has created this incredible opportunity for you, and they just want to give and give and give. So I want to say a special thanks to a few individuals. First, let's give Danny and her team at Network Marketing Pro, Sandy, Brenda. I mean, I could just keep going, but the Network Marketing Pro team, can we give them a rousing round of applause? Please stay standing. Let's also thank the team here at Worre Studios, the production team, the sound team, the audio team, and my goodness, Larry, the president of Worre Studios, one of the most professional, aware, wise individuals that I've had an opportunity to work with. Let's give the Worre Studios team a rousing round of applause as well. Thank you. Right there. Christina, Karimi, I see you right now there with your daughter. Wave to us. That is so awesome. What a great example you're setting for your daughter to be here. Now, the next, I obviously want to thank all of these panelists. We had a leadership panel. We had a duplication panel. We had a recruiting panel. These are leaders. These are, those that are putting the work in Let's give them a round of applause as well for the panelists. Thank you, panelists. I know you're out in the audience. Thank you. All right, couple more reminders, and then I'm going to bring Eric and Eric back up here, and Eric will bring Marine up later. The opportunity to be part of the GoPro experience in 2024 is quickly running out. There are some still seats left. If you want to be in this room, make sure you're there. Make sure you get your team there. Get registered if you can attend online, at home, all those things. Get that VIP extra third day. And last but not least, at the end of this event, we are going to be meeting up at Eric and Marina's home. Reminder, we have 200 seats on the bus. So, I mean, I'm not saying like we should be throwing any fisticuffs or anything, but it's the first 200. So if you don't make it in that group 200, please take an Uber so that we're not overwhelming the area with too many cars. All right. Dress warm. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. Now stay up. We got our one last session. I'm going to introduce Eric. Eric's going to come up. He's going to wrap this meeting. And I'm going to first say thank you to Eric, because Eric and Marina gave me an opportunity to stand with you. I am blown away that they did. And so I want to say thank you to them personally for this opportunity to be with you. I want to say thank you to Eric and Marina Worre as they come up. Let's give them a rousing round of applause for this event.
Have a seat. To all of you watching around the world, I know it might be late. Throw what time it is where you live into the chat. I'm curious. Throw what time it is. 8:40, 9 p.m., not so bad. 3 a.m., 1 a.m. I love it. I love it. I love it. 2:43 a.m. Got all kinds of times. I don't know about you, but I'm tired. I'm tired, but my heart is full. I'm tired, but I feel like we accomplished something together. I'm tired, but we have work to do as we leave here. So what I'd like to just do is summarize just a few things. Because in all of the 3 days and notes and everything else, let me start by saying this. Network marketing isn't perfect. It has its challenges, it has its problems. But if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, there's no doubt that this is better. What we have is better than what anybody else has for the average person. Don't ever forget that, please. All business is conversation. That's all it is. If you have any problem, it's a quantity problem. You need to talk to more people, and you need to encourage your teams to talk to more people. Keep it clear, keep it simple, but increase the quantity. Good things are going to happen. When you increase the quantity, you get enough feedback so you can increase the quality. It's one thing to be able to sell. It's one thing to be able to recruit. It's another thing to be able to duplicate. You got to put together good systems. Every person on your team is worth at least $10,000 a year to you. If you will just go get it. If you will just go refine it. If you'll just go nurture it. If you'll just go seek it out. You do that through contribution. You don't do that by just yanking it out of them. It's how many people can you contribute to the people that they know in their lives. That's what's going to create that income. You don't have to think about scarcity. You just need to think about contribution. There's so much joy. Accumulation is an amazing thing, but contribution is so much better. You'll get all the things that you want if you help enough people. And I'll tell you, that contribution fuel does not stop. What I want, if you're stuck, when it comes to what you should be doing and what you're doing, your mindset. If you're stuck in recruiting, if you're stuck in duplication, do what's necessary. Take what you've learned this weekend and please go get unstuck. Stay close to the fire. Stay close to whatever fire you can find anywhere in the world to remind you constantly of what you have inside of you. If I can help, if you feel like I can help you get unstuck, I would love that.
Simple.
But no matter what that decision is, whether that's a yes or a no, please just make the decision. You're stuck because you haven't made a decision. You're stuck because you're not getting a little bit better every day. You're stuck. You got to get out of your head and into action. The learning is in the doing. Now that you've taken the notes, now that we've been here, you've got to go do it in order to be able to figure out how this thing works. All business conversation. Stay close to the fire. Contribute to the people that you work with. You heard it over and over and over. I cared about him. I cared about him. I cared about him. I shared my vision. I told him where we were going. Right? If you're not where you need to be as a leader, I wasn't either. I just decided because nobody else was there that I'd start by leading me. And since there was a few people around and nobody else was leading, I thought if a problem showed up, I'd try to lead. But I literally, no kidding, only did it until a leader would show up. I was waiting because I grew up much more comfortable being second in command, being a good soldier, being a good follower, not being a leader. I was uncomfortable in that role. And eventually a leader did show up, and the leader was me. It wasn't somebody else. I became a better version of myself. I owe this profession so much because it wouldn't let me play small. And this, if you stay around long enough, you're either going to get so pissed off or you're going to get better. And maybe you need to get pissed off to get better. Leaders are born at events. Whether you're watching virtually around the world or you're sitting here in this room, leaders are born at events. Big decisions are made at events. I would ask you to make a big decision. Step into leadership before you're ready. Step into leadership before you're prepared. Step into leadership before you feel like you've earned it. Okay? That's what's going to cause you to earn it. There's no school for this. You just got to go do it. If I can help you go faster, beyond leadership or anything else, it'd be my honor. I'd love it. There's nothing I love more than being a little tiny piece of somebody else's story. It's the way you get to live forever. You know how you get to live forever? Pour yourself into another human being. That's what we do in our profession. What could be better than that? And for those of you with big teams, I'm telling you, find ways to create leverage. Leverage is the magic word. How can you create leverage through your systems? How can you create leverage through your tools? How can you create leverage through your events? How can you create leverage through events like this? By getting more, how many wish you would have had more people attending this event for the last 3 days? That's how you get leverage. Figure out a way to get 100 times more in the next 12 months. You know what I have in my mind, and I know I'm crazy to think this, and it's not about ego for me at all. It's about contribution. But let me tell you what I have rolling around in my head. And my own limiting beliefs are struggling with it. But here's what I can see. 1 million people connected around the world a year from today, with people in their homes, learning about our profession as a group, sharpening their skills, and going out there and making things change for all of those families. And here's why I tell you, I see this and it seems weird and wild, and we had 50,000, but that's 20x. I can't get there by myself. If you'll help me, I'll do everything I can to make the event a year from today the best possible event. If you can help me, we'll keep the low prices as long as we can keep them. To be able to inspire as many people as we possibly can. Those of you making big money, you need to be a next level mastermind. If you're not, you're absolutely crazy. It's the most powerful group of people in the entire network marketing world. If you're not in there, it just doesn't make any sense. If you want to be a better leader beyond leadership in 4 days, I can help you. If you're stuck, you want to go with me for 21 weeks, I'd be happy to help you. If you want to take the notes from you got here and do it on your own, listen, that's the goal. Hope we gave you all you can eat. When it comes to information to go out and grow your business. But I just want to tell you one thing. You're meant for more. Last thing I want to say, and I'll ask Marina to come out. She's ready. I don't know, are you ready, baby? She's coming. Come on, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Well, come on, baby. So, I want to say one thing and then I'll let her have the last word. She built this place. She helps run the company. Couldn't do anything that I do without her and without our family and inside our company and our family in our blood and our family here in this room. So many friends. Last thing I want to tell you is every single one of us is playing small. Every single one of us is still sitting in the kiddie games. We're still just joking around. We're acting small. We're playing small. Our goals are small. Our vision is small. And I'm not talking about saying that you should be embarrassed. What I'm saying is we have to look up. We have to expand our vision. We have to find something that moves us bigger and causes us to do more. We've got this cute little business that we can do in the cute little corners of our life, and we make this cute little money, and it's a cute little amount that people can invest to get involved, and they can do their cute little things. Or we can dominate. 200 billion? It's nothing. It's big business, yes. It's nothing. We had $40 billion of that 200 billion represented in this room 5 days ago. Why? To get better. But to get better, it's got to start here. We have to see something bigger. 100,000 a year. Congrats. But that's like a starter kit. It's the starter pack. It's just the little kiddie entrepreneur thing. Come on. Everybody in this room can be $1 million earner. Everybody watching this around the world can be $1 million earner. All you got to do is unlock this basic stuff, think bigger, not accept playing small anymore. I know you got a good lifestyle getting your check. Congrats. Wonderful. Now let's see how many people we can help. I love being around my big thinking friends. And I want all of you to push me. Let's agree to do one thing. I'll push you, all of you, if you'll agree to push me. I won't let you play small. If you'll agree not to let me play small. If you ever see me playing small, you're free to remind me. Hey, Eric, this is the kiddie games. Let me see the big boy. Let me see you flex for real. Let's go after this. And I'm deadly serious when I say this. My heart is for you to step into your potential. Instead of living feeling bad about yourself, playing at 2% of your potential. If you're sick and tired of that and you're ready to let it go, the world is waiting for you. I promise. So, babe, give them some thoughts.
How do I follow
let's
that?
head over to the house.
First of all, I want to say congratulations for everybody for being here and spending the last 3 days with us. As we started this event, we talked about this as being a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call for the world. It's a wake-up call for our profession. You all know that the world and our profession specifically are going through interesting, challenging times. And that's when we are, as leaders, show our true face. That's where we show our true power, because they're going to be people who are going to be challenged by the times, who are going to be scared, hiding their head in the sand and waiting for the storm to pass. And the story for them for the next 12, 13, 18 months going to be, it's the worst of the time in my career, in my business, in my life. And they're going to be a different group of people who will take action, who will look at face of the adversity, who will not worry about my check 2 years ago, a year ago, how big it was and what it is now, but they actually will take action. And guess what? They will take the market share of those who are hiding their head in the sand. How many of you are ready to take a market share? So I want to invite all of you to think of one thing. Somebody thought well enough about you to share this gift of network marketing. I truly believe that inside of this profession, we have a gift. Inside of your products, inside of your services, and the financial opportunity we offer to people. I do believe we have that blessing. So continue to become better, continue to become stronger, step into the leadership you always meant to be, into your power that you always meant to have, and continue to share this blessing with the rest of the world. There are so many people crying themselves to sleep every single night praying for a solution. And you might just have one. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
Everybody at
See you
home,
next time.
we love you. Let's see your hands. We appreciate you all very much. Crush it. It's your time. It's your moment. Everybody here in person, we'll see you at the house. I can't wait to party with all of you people. It's gonna be amazing. We'll see you there. Love you all.
Turn the lights out now. Drinking,